All right, everyone, welcome back to another Watch and Talk here in Automotive Anatomy. So, first and foremost, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch and listen to the Watch and Talk. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope this month of November comes at you in a pleasant way. I know that is getting towards the end of this of the year, and it's a good time and it's a bad time for a lot of you guys for different reasons. And so, yeah, just sending positive energy your way, and mainly wanting to continue to provide some type of positivity going your way. So. What is up with me? Things are going well overall. I think there's nothing I can really complain about. I mean, there's always something to complain about, right? But like, I like the saying that says, you can complain, but no one's gonna listen. And then the people that do listen, they're just listening because they're glad that it's not them going through that. So at the end of the day, it's like I'd rather not have anybody listen. If they're just gonna be glad that it's not them. But yeah, first Watch and Talk with Rosie in a bit. I obviously at this time already got back. I got the car back from Armando. He ended up picking up a ninth gen Civic Si, which is pretty cool. I'm excited for him. I think it's a great platform to have, because a K series and the aftermarket support, just suspension alone will allowed Armando to modify the car and make it look really cool. So I'm excited for him, and so I was excited to get back Rosie. I don't know, I hate to say this, but I think I enjoy driving Rosie a little bit more than I like driving Jackie at times. I don't know, she's comfortable. It's weird. I don't explain it. Like, she's so comfortable. Yes, she's bumpy in some areas, but she's comfortable. She's really mellow. Like, if you go on a drive and you just had like a big meal, you're gonna be sleepy by the end of it, even though she's lower and everything. She's super such a good car. Somebody had offered me $2,000 for it. I was like, nah, it's not for sale, man. I appreciate it. And they're like, well, how much would you let her go for? I'm like, I don't know. I think 3,000 would be good. They're like, 3,000. I was like, dude, I'm telling you, this car's reliable. Like, that's the thing. And of course, as I say that, you guys will be able to see in a different vlog that I got a flat tire. And obviously, that's just a flat tire. It's not like, it's messing with any of the reliability. But it's just funny that it's almost like she was listening to me, like, oh, really? Okay, let me show you. But no, she's really reliable. I really like driving her. The AC's kind of giving me a little bit of issues a little bit. But overall, I'm super stoked with the 90s bucket. I love it. So yeah, let's start with an update. I think that's what I really wanted to start with. Update on cars. Rosie's back. Got a flat tire on this video. Obviously, she has all four wheels. I got the flat like the next day. Off the freeway, off the 5. We're good. Nothing major happened, and so I think I'm gonna be doing a vlog on that. But I haven't edited some of the pictures that I'm gonna be including in that vlog. So it's this wheel and tire on this left side that gave out. And and the cool thing is that I got it on the GoPro. I put the GoPro in, and as I merged into the freeway, I heard a big pop, and I was like, what was that? And I'm like paying attention. I'm like, is it me? Like, right away you think, oh, it's a flat tire, but I'm like, is it me? And there was no wobblingness. So I was about to go to my left lane, and then I felt like, oh, I started hearing the tire. Oh, it's me. So the good thing, it was in the morning and there was not a lot of traffic, and so I was able to safely pull over to the side where there was enough space for me to change the tire within maybe 3 minutes, and then I was on my way. That was last week or a week and a half ago. It's been a week and I still haven't got the new tire. I'm slacking on it, mainly because I'm lazy. There's no other excuse. I could lie to you guys and be like, oh, I've been busy, but no, I have not been busy. There's always one way or another to figure that out. So, but I will because I don't like not having the car to be able to drive it anywhere. So that's the update with Rosie. The E30, I actually did a for sale on OfferUp just to see if I would get anybody to buy. I don't think based on the way other people are pricing it, I put it at 8,500. I'll be honest with you guys. Yeah, it needs a little bit of work, but as we know, these cars people are buying them. The prices here around me, they're going for 12,000, 13,000, and honestly, they're not even in the best condition. So I would be like, okay, well, they're in really good condition. So No one has really sent me somebody sent me a message for 3,000. Like, no, I'm okay, man. I'd rather junk the car if you're gonna give me 3,000. But no, I'm enjoying it. I took it to work today for the first time. I have like a 40 minute commute. Um, did good. Needs brakes for sure. I can smell the front brakes already kind of struggling. So I ordered the brake pad. So that's something that I need to do. Oh yeah. So update on Rosie. And before I jump, this wheel right here specifically, the bearing has given out or continues to give out. So I order from wheel bearings for this one. For the E30, I order from brake pads. I still have to look into the temperature gauge, and the auto is stuck at 188. So I gotta see what's wrong with the auto. Honestly, guys, I just been slacking on that. No, so those are the two updates with these cars. And then Jackie's AC, like I said, it's been, here and there, hit and miss. We're going into the colder, quotation marks, colder months here in Cali. We're looking at 60 some degrees, so I don't think I'm going to be needing AC for a bit. But I don't know, maybe down the road I'll take it to Mata so he can, I guess, put the old AC compressor that I had. I don't know. This one's supposed to be brand new, whatever. But for Jackie, I did order the ignition switch because that's the other issue that it was giving me, as you guys have seen many, many, many times on videos. So I finally ordered the ignition switch. I need to replace that. And I'm sure I ordered the ignition switch and the ignition cylinder as well. So we're getting new keys for that. So I need to replace those things. And it's crazy because one of the things that I was discussing with my wife was I used to look forward to, messing with the cars a little bit. As you guys know, I'm not the most mechanically inclined. I mean, I can swap parts here and there. Not too many. But, I do my best. I try my best. And I definitely want to address that if anybody ever out there feels or makes you feel like, dude, you're not as good as mechanically as I am. My humble suggestion is that you don't listen to them. You try your best. And if you break something and you have to pay double because, now somebody has to come and fix it, let it be it. Part of it is trying. Part of it is, giving yourself that ability and that opportunity to try something. If you're afraid to try anything, you're never going to be able to try anything. Now, with that said, yeah, if there's something very, very important that it's better off for you to just pay the service beforehand instead of running into issues, then yeah, sure. But if there's something that you can, watch a YouTube video and then execute, why not? At least give that a try. I've saved a couple bucks doing minor things. And so I definitely would encourage anybody to try something. I find that people, because I've had this in myself with quote unquote friends, I find it that there's been times where somebody has mentioned like, dude, like I saw you trying to work on your car, like just stop, leave it to the professionals. And maybe it's a joke, right? But I find that if people say that to you and they actually really mean it honestly, to me, on a personal level, it says more about them than it actually says about you. Because if you're trying and you break something or you can't, loosen, like for instance, one time Mata was like, hey, seems like you don't know how to loosen a nut. Let me loosen it for you. To me, it's more like, well, I don't have the same tools that you do. I don't have the electrical. I don't have, at the time he had a lift. I don't have none of that. I was trying to make, change certain parts in the street as opposed to a shop. And so I told him, like, hey, man, like, the thing is, I don't have those tools that you do. So therefore, your job and your knowledge is so much easier for you. But my invitation to you guys, whoever you are and whatever you do for a living, I want you guys to really, 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 really remember this point. You have a strength in other things that they may not have it. And that's something that it goes a long way. So what do I mean by that? Because I've thought about this so many different times. When somebody comes in and tries to either belittle you or is rude about something, let's stick with cars, and says, hey, bro, like, you didn't fix you didn't work on the car yourself. You didn't build the car. You pay a shop. You paid somebody. To To me, that's condescending. To me, that's disrespectful. To me, that's almost like, so what are you trying to say? That, I shouldn't have the right to drive this car? I shouldn't have the right to enjoy this hobby because I didn't build it myself? I mean, is that what you're trying to say? To me, it's more like, look, there's people out there that are doctors, they're professionals. They make a decent living, right? As doctors, they make very good living. But they don't know how to change a tire like I do. I don't know how to change a tire either, right? So they're like, I'm gonna call AAA. By the way, they may be getting their car towed, and it's a Porsche 911, And the guy that works on his car and he's super prideful and all this, he drives a Honda. Like, who cares? Like, that's something that a lot of people have a problem with, always trying to make comments on like, hey man, like I saw you do this, man, you should probably just don't try it at all. And there's other people that have always, told me like, hey man, try it. If you break it, figure it out. Like that's how I learn, right? That's what they tell me. So the way I interpret this is my strength as an individual, and believe it or not, having conversations is a strength. Some people lack that. They may think that they're good, or they don't even know they're bad. But that's a thing. For all the people that I interview, for the car interviews, you guys have to understand there's so many different personalities, and I need to be able to adjust on how they go about expressing themselves. Are they shy? Are they not shy? That's a skill that not many people can develop. Being in front of camera, I'm not the best, and I'm not the best looking dude in the world, but I don't let that, stop me from continuing to do it. If I would have stopped at the first negative comment about the way I speak, the lack of knowledge that I have for the cars, the way I look, because, obviously people are keyboard warriors, they'll point out everything, I would have stopped 4 years ago. And we wouldn't be in this situation. And some of you guys understand what I'm talking about. Some of you guys have seen the progression of the channel, how it's gotten better, I would like to think. Better audio, better, better way of sharing the story, better ways of delivering the message. So that's been 4 years in the making. And if I let one little comment from somebody, from Chicken Pan 62 on YouTube, while they comment, hey bro, like you don't know anything about cars, blah 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 blah. It's like, don't let those things get to you. I think that says more about them. That says more on their securities. And they're trying to project something onto you that really, it's I don't know how to say it. It's, for a lack of a better word, it's more like pity, that they feel the need to want to say something negative about whatever you're trying to do to make themselves feel better. But I honestly don't think that anybody will feel better on that sense if they just walk around judging, the way somebody does something. Of course, I took the time to take a picture of the car. I think I ended up using it as a thumbnail here. And I've seen that with many different people. And I've had this conversation with different individuals where, yeah, bro, his car is clean, but it would look better if he did this or that. And I always think to myself, like, the car community would so much be better if nobody just gave their 2 cents out loud without being asked. Now, if I ask you, hey, what do you think about my car? Oh, yeah, it would look better if you did this, or did that. But, I had a few people who were like, man, that wing does not go with the car. It looks cleaner without it. And I told them, like, hey, man, like, thanks for your input, but it was not required. I don't remember asking, this is for me. Like, that's the thing. And I think people, to me, the funny thing is that people get upset when you respond like that. I'm like, oh, that guy said DICK. Well, how about you? Aren't you a DICK because you're sharing your opinion with nobody asked you? Bro, that color is cool, but it should have been this color. According to who? According to your likes? Yeah, but he didn't work on the car. Like, when are you going to do a swap? People are constantly having those comments where, I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if they lack confidence. I don't know if somebody didn't tell them they love them enough when they were growing up, but it feels like that's the conversation. I mean, I was reading a comment. When was it? Maybe last week on one of the CRV comments that we did with Merlo. You guys, his CRV is spotless. Beautiful paint, beautiful engine, wheels, air ride. I mean, that thing is gorgeous. And somebody left a freaking comment saying, I see rusty bolts. That was it. I see rusty bolts. Man, I responded to the individual. I said, what else do you see that is not up to your standard? There's a 30-minute video here with a lot of cool things, and that's what you decided to leave a comment on. Please do me a favor and don't watch the rest of the videos on my channel and spend the time watching something that actually brings you value. Thank you so much. Have a good day. It's unbelievable that somebody will take the time to share all of that. It's unbelievable that anybody would share their opinion on someone else's property and someone else's money on how they should do things, you know? So I know I went on a huge rant, but that's the way it goes. If tomorrow I go and try to fix my car and I put it on camera and I completely do it wrong, because I've done it many times. If there's anybody out there who's like, man, that guy's a complete idiot, he should never be able to work on cars, he truly means it, or she truly means it, it says more about them. That's part of it, right? Some of us are good at driving. I know people that are great builders, and when I see them drive, I'm like, oh, they're not the best of drivers. Who cares? As long as they get to enjoy it. There's other people that can build and drive. That's fine. There's other people that can just, build. I don't know, whatever the case may be. Ultimately, we all have different skills. We all have different strengths. We all have different challenges. We all have different things that we can improve upon, right? And so it's not my place to say anything on anybody's car. Now, I get a lot of people send me their pictures of their cars, and they're like, hey, bro, what do you think of my car? Honestly, 80% of the time, I'm going to say it looks great. Even if there's something that I may not, have done myself. Now, that 20% that remains, if they ask me a follow-up, hey, really, what do you think about my car? Like, I just want to, what would you do different? Well, your offset is a little off. You maybe need to lower your car a little bit more, add more camber, take out more camber. Bigger tire would do great, blah, blah, blah. But that's because they really, really asked me, like, hey, no, I'm serious. What would you do different? And so like my wheel setup right now, there's people like, man, like your wheels are not as wide. Doesn't look as good. Thanks. Again, opinion, I guess, take into consideration, but not really. But if I do ask my buddies, there's times that I ask my brother, like, hey, what do you think about this? I feel comfortable. He says, nah, that looks stupid. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Is that going to stop me from doing? No, I really not. And they know it. I think my middle brother knows it more than anybody. I've gone through some phases on Jackie that he was like, why did you do this? And he's very open-minded. He's always like, cool, do whatever you want. I was like, I don't know, man. I just wanted to do it. Some of you guys know that I sticker bombed the heck out of my car when she was automatic many years back. And so if I ever see anybody who has sticker bombed their interior, I don't look at them and be like, oh, that's so stupid, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, who cares if they enjoy it? I think one of the places that I went to, they have a whole bunch of anime as vinyl wrap on their cars. And, some of you guys were respectful. You were like, oh, that's not my thing, but, whatever. Other people were like, those cars look stupid, blah, blah, blah. And to me, it's more like your opinion on it. It comes off very defensive, very ignorant, and very disrespectful towards those builders, those owners. But the car's stock, bro. He just put stickers. Who cares? That's what he wants. Awesome. Let him be happy. And I truly believe this. I found that the people with the for the most part, obviously, there's always the outlier. But I found that the people that have those builds that are still, a work in progress. Those are the most honest, humble builders, people, individuals. They legitimately like, oh, bro, they give each other very, compliments, true compliments, humble compliments. I've been there. I remember where I used to make $450 every 2 weeks working as a fast food worker and paying for school. And all I could do was get a sticker each paycheck. And that to me was like, quote unquote, adding to my build. There was times that I would add, a rear visor, and then the next month or so, I would save up for window visors. And to me, that was like, damn, I'm building my car. There's a lot of people that still are in that, situation. And if you ever feel that you are somehow better than anybody because you're actually building things or swapping your cars or putting freaking T37s in your car, whatever the case may be, and you feel like those other people, one, don't belong in the car scene, two, shouldn't be calling themselves builders or whatever, I really invite you to think about the way you see things and the confidence that maybe you're lacking, trying to project those beliefs into other people. And so my suggestion is, if you get car parts, try fixing them. Now, there's certain things I'm not gonna even attempt. I can't change an engine. I can't change a transmission. Now, if I had my own space, that's a different story. Because knowing myself, I'm like, I'm gonna rip this apart. I'm gonna try to do it the best way possible. I'm gonna take pictures. I'm gonna take videos, and worst case scenario, I can just tow it to Mata or something, But that's because I feel like that's the way you learn. I mean, I used to change CV axles in the back of the alley. Used to take me 30 minutes. Now I can't. I don't know why. Maybe I lost that touch, or I lost that speed. Plus, I don't know what I do in the street. I just like, man, it's just a headache just thinking about like if something breaks, because things used to break. And so if I know that for a fact that if I have my own space, these washing talks will be longer, or they'll be different, because I would put the car on jack stands. I would take the wheels off, and I will clean the underside of the driver fender and the quarter panel, and I would just take my time to do different things. So right now I'm just making lemonade with the lemons that I was given, the situation that I'm in. So that's the whole Rant. Looping it back, I ordered the ignition switch for Jackie, so I'll be switching that up, so that way I can make sure that I change that. But yeah, I mean, it's on a weekly basis where I read a negative comment on social media, or even the people that I hang out with on the weekend when I'm at a car meet. There's still people that are very, very opinionated in the car scene. They seem like to always want to make fun of other people's cars because for different reasons. And I'm just like, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know a lot. I talk a lot of smack, especially with Nestor. But I don't ever go and put anybody on a situation where I'm gonna make fun of their cars. I know other pages who have, and they've taken pictures of it, and they look at me, they're like, dude, this one's gonna make people comment, because the car is not aesthetically the best looking, or there's something that the owner did that these people know that there's gonna be people commenting, and so they'll put it on their page, and then people obviously start blasting the owner like, oh, this is lame, blah blah blah. I'm just like, I don't know, man. I think that's just more about you and your personality, that you're choosing to use your platform to put people in a disadvantage. I had an individual reach out to me a while back, maybe like a year and a half, and he's like, hey bro, I would love for you to interview my car. And I was like, show me pictures and the modification list. And he did. By the way, I dropped my little blue towel. Sucked, but maybe when the car gets painted, I won't do that again. But I went back to drying it. So he sent me a couple pictures, and honestly, the car, it's a little rough. And I told him like, hey man, like, don't take this personal, but at the moment we're gonna go a different direction. He's like, yeah, no problem. But I knew that if I had put him on social media, I knew that if I interview him, it would have been full of negative comments, and I don't ever want to put anybody in that situation. So thank you guys so much for the love and the support.